You play baseball like a girl. Anybody know what that's from? I think we all know. LA Comic Con, are you ready to lace up your PF flyers and get it together and revisit the summer of 1962 with the cast of the beloved classic of the 1993 film, Sandlot? Now the gang's here to share stories about the making of the movie and answer all of your cinematic questions. Does anybody remember the name of the dog? Yes, Hercules, Hercules. Very good. You guys are ready. I love it. Now, they are also here to share some very exciting details on the development of their new nonprofit organization. It's called Play Forever, and its mission is to eliminate barriers and equip young athletes with the support they need to play forever. The Sandlot fans out there, come on, help me welcome your moderator for this national treasure of a film about our national pastime. Give it up for Sean Weiss.
Hey, can I do this?
Do it, do it.
Yeah! Hello, folks. How are you? They couldn't get Ham to come moderate, so they decided to settle for Goldberg. Nice to see you guys. We'll quack in a minute. I believe there's an intro coming up, guys. They're gonna play an intro.
Los Angeles.
Oh, here.
Greetings from an undisclosed location on an island off the coast of Florida. My name is David Mickey Evans, and I am the co-writer, director, and narrator of a movie I trust you are all familiar with, The Sandlot. In a few months, the film will celebrate its 30th anniversary. In that time, The Sandlot has been called the greatest baseball movie ever made and the best summer movie of all time. And honestly, it doesn't seem like 30 years. I mean, it seems like last week. I'm pretty sure if you ask the guys, they'd tell you the same thing. That summer we shot The Sandlot was the best summer of our lives. Of course, we had no idea then that we'd be taking a 30-year journey together. And if you'd have told us then that The Sandlot would become a worldwide beloved classic, have a theatrical prequel in the works at Fox, as well as a streaming series on Disney Plus starring the boys, welcomed 3 generations of fans, and airs daily in constant rotation around the world, we would have told you that you were crazy. But what we did know is that we had more fun making that film than we probably should have been allowed to. I'm grateful and proud to say that the boys and I are close friends to this day, and I love them all. But, sorry guys, directing them at 10, 11, and 12 years old was like herding squirrels and cats at the same time. But you know what? I wouldn't change that experience for all the money in the world. I get asked frequently what I think The Sandlot's legacy is. And I think it's this. The love for the film proves that heroes get remembered, but legends never die. So 30 years later, still best friends, still my boys, and now absolute certified legends. You're killing me, Los Angeles. Put your hands together for the Sandlot gang.
Big welcome, guys. All right, everybody. Marty, York, everybody. There's Tom, Guiry. Oh my God, we got Vic. Everybody's here. Grant's here. What's up, guys? The boys of summer, ladies and gentlemen. Let them hear it. Hey, guys.
Hey.
It is very nice to see you. I just watched Sandlot last night, so I could, remember the movie. And I gotta say, guys, this is a very funny movie you made. What's it like? I mean, does it ever get does it ever get old? To hearing people tell you guys how much they love this movie?
Never.
Oh, man. No,
Not
never.
a chance. We're so lucky to be a part of this and so lucky to be here. It's out of control.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it's one of the best baseball movie of all time. How do you guys feel about that? What are your guys' favorite baseball movies?
There's other baseball movies?
Yeah, there's Sandlot 2 and Sandlot 3.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm a big Major League fan. I thought that was
Major League There's so many moments in The Sandlot that literally made me laugh out loud last night. there's one moment that I have to find out from you whether or not this moment was scripted or not. So it's in the scene where they're introducing all of you guys for the first time. And it's a really very funny scene because you get to see all the characters and their quirks. And all the guys are spitting. And they get to Squats, and he spits, and then he goes to put his glasses on, and he pokes himself in his own eye with his glasses.
Who squats?
Squats.
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Squints.
Sorry. And I began thinking, is that why they call him Squints? Because he's poking his own eye out? Or was that a total accident? Do you guys know?
No, I don't even remember that moment. That was definitely an
Oh my
accident.
God.
Watch it now.
There's a bunch of things in that movie that the more you watch it, the more you'll find. Shane has like the most subtle reactions to things. Like Squats, but like if you look at that scene when the Tigers show up to fight, everybody throws their gloves down on the ground. I think it's Squats' glove. That when it gets thrown down, it bounces up, and Shane just catches it and throws it over his shoulder.
It wasn't supposed to happen, but it's part of it, and now it's forever.
Just movie magic, folks.
Yes.
So now the Tanker, is that the Tankers or what's the name of the other team?
Tigers.
The Tigers. So now the Tigers, so watching the movie, watching you guys take baseball cuts, it's very obvious that you guys can all swing a bat.
Right.
Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Pretty much all of you guys can hit, including Benny. He looks like he could probably put one over the fence. So in a real life game between you guys and those guys, who wins the game?
Oh, Sandlot gang, 100%. 100%.
I had a
No
feeling.
one would stop us.
I had a feeling.
We take them.
And so, what is it? I mean, I got a bunch of questions here, just other questions that people want to know. I guess it's not fair of me to hog all the time asking you all of my questions, and here they are. There've been a lot of rumors about a TV series. Can you guys give us any kind of update about what's going on with that?
If you were listening, the director who just narrated our opening said it, and Disney Plus has a streaming service with The Sandlot, us and our kids. 25 years later, I believe.
Yeah,
And,
it's in the 80s.
So this is happening.
And
All right.
yeah, we can't give too much away, I don't think, but I can tell you that they brought us all in, kind of told us what our storylines would be. I mean, at the end of the movie, they kind of tell you what happens to all the characters,
Right,
so
right.
you have an idea of it. But I can tell you, it's very cool. It's super cool.
It's amazing.
I believe that. Now, I just want to throw this out there. If Ham is unavailable, I'm totally around. If you guys
yeah,
want to put
sure.
me-
Straight up.
Sure.
You gotta
I'd
put
love
some
to be
weight
in
back on,
Sandlot.
man.
We got to get you to play Ellswinger. Ellswinger comes back from Arizona.
Oh, hey, that's another question I was going to ask you. The scene at the pool is a classic scene, such a classic scene where Chauncey pretends to be passed out so he can get the lifeguard, Miss Peppercorn, to give him some CPR. I got to ask you, what was that like in real life on set with this gorgeous woman, and you guys just happen to walk around in your swim trunks?
Yeah. Well, you know, he kept laughing. We're pretty sure it was intentional. So he was down there, she would give him the CPR, she'd kiss him, and then he would start laughing, and we'd have to cut, and we'd have to redo it. And after like 4 or 5 takes, David goes, "This is it. If you laugh after this, you're fired. We're gonna recast Squints. You got one more kiss and we're done."
And he did it.
And he did, and he did it.
Sometimes you gotta threaten a guy's livelihood, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta put a guy on blast. You guys, all of your, who was, and I know it's a weird question to ask, but if you had to pick somebody, who was your least favorite cast member, and why was it Marty?
What?
Sorry,
They're gonna
Marty.
say me.
No, I mean, I think we all we all became brothers during the filming of that thing.
Yes.
And I mean, just like brothers, we would all rib each other and we'd all make fun of each other. And actually, a lot of that stuff kind of made it into the film. We would do stuff and in between takes, and then David would go, we'd roll, and he would go, say that thing that you guys said to each other. In fact, Yaya has a famous do the thing. Oh yeah, that one.
It's an ad-lib?
Yeah, that was
Nice.
total ad-lib.
Nice, yeah.
David said act crazy, so I was just like,
Yeah, no, there's a lot of moments where there's just group moments. where the camaraderie between you guys feels very genuine, and I think that's probably because of what you were talking about, like real stuff happening, and then them going, "Hey, put that in the scene." That's crazy. Prior to the Sandlot, were you guys any baseball fans? Were you guys baseball players?
Yeah,
Dodgers, baby.
I think a few of us played T-ball, Little League, and that kind of stuff. Some of us didn't, but they had us gave us like a baseball camp for a couple weeks before. I remember I played baseball, and my coach called me up after we watched the movie, and he was like, "What did you do to me? You were the worst player in the world."
I was more of a hockey fan.
No kidding. Hey.
Anyone know any good hockey movies?
There's a good TV series on Disney Channel that's pretty good.
Really?
Game Changer. It's not bad. You know what the crazy thing is though? You guys haven't had this connection to like all of Major League Baseball. Like there isn't a Major League clubhouse that you guys aren't invited into and can't get like VIP. Tell me about that. Like what's a cool experience you had like with the real MLB?
I think going to the Dodgers game for the 25th anniversary was really, really cool.
Woo!
We got to go on the field, and that was the first time it really hit me what an impact the movie made. Like how much people liked it. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's amazing seeing like that kind of reaction from a large group of people. It's like,
Yeah, it's crazy when a lot of, we've had like MLB, like Matt Kemp came up to us when we were at the 25th anniversary and he said, "You guys are the reason that I started playing baseball."
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's what I'm talking
amazing,
about.
yeah.
Because I get stuff like that all the time, like goalies in the NHL being like, "I've started playing goalie because I saw you." And I'm like, I was a terrible goaltender. I don't know what inspired you to do that. That's crazy, you guys. You guys have an amazing, this nonprofit organization that you guys started that really provides equipment and it takes care of like playing fields so that people in like inner cities and stuff can play baseball. Tell us a little bit about this Play Forever organization.
So we were here last year and Victor and I and some of the other guys had started thinking about what we can do now that Sandlot has become this thing that you all want to come out and hear us, talk to us, meet us. So what can we do with this platform to give back? So last year, we sort of had the idea of putting together this nonprofit, and after talking about it at the panel, we got some really insightful questions from the audience. Some of them are still here today, by the way.
Hey.
Thank you very much. This family right here actually really helped us think about what the mission needed to be. And ultimately, the mission for Play Forever is to equip young athletes and youth who are interested in being involved in the world of sports with the tools that they need in order to do it. So on one hand, that's solving issues like equipment. On bigger levels, we want to start dealing with food insecurity, scholarship inequity amongst female athletes, field restoration and safety issues, educational training programs, internships. The sky is really the limit. So we're a brand new 501c3 coming out of Comic Con last year. We spent the last year getting all of the paperwork in place, putting the board together.
It's a lot.
It is so much work. It's why a lot of people don't do nonprofits, because it is a sacrifice that you make to do it right, to help. So what we really need is the support from everybody here to start making some donations so we can go out and really start activating.
Right by your guys' booth, which is over here to the left, there's a stand with a QR code.
One right behind you as well. Yeah.
Oh, right there. You could not. Oh, there it is. Cannot make it any easier to donate to the Play Forever group, you guys. So that would be greatly appreciated. A little love on that action.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys, for doing that. I mean, I think people kind of might expect that type of thing from the Sandlot guys. And kudos to you for actually doing it.
Thank you. You know, it was really inspired by the film. If everybody remembers, the reason Smalls swiped that Babe Ruth baseball was because we didn't have 90 cents to get another baseball. Otherwise, we were done playing for the day. So 90 cents in 1962 was the difference between whether these kids who really didn't have much could play ball. And if they couldn't play ball, what else were they going to get into? What type of trouble? All of this and that. So now, a Major League Baseball costs $25. So $25 is a huge thing for kids. So it's the least that we can do to try to provide this infrastructure wherever we can, however we can be the most impactful, because there should be no barriers stopping youth from being involved in sports. The data really shows that kids who grow up involved in sports have higher percentage rates for getting into college, for earning higher salaries, for moving up through the executive ladder, all of that stuff, the things that are instilled in you through sports. Being a good teammate, how to win, more importantly, how to lose. All of this kind of stuff is lost if you don't have that infrastructure behind you. And we can all talk about our own personal experiences in coming through adversity, being told that the things that you wanted you couldn't have, the things that you thought that you had earned, you didn't. So anything that we can do with the Play Forever project, we're here to do. We're here to do the work. So thank you to everybody who have given us this platform to be able to be here today and to launch this. So stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff planned for next year.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Like, I'm really happy to be a part of that. I'm glad you guys did that. Let's give them a hand for that, guys. That's very special.
That was such a great answer. I'm so glad Grant answered that question.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I ran into my own little situation in life, so I understand the power of having a little support from the crowd, you guys. So, you know, let's lend that support over to these Play Forever guys. They'd really appreciate it. All right. Do we have time really quickly for a couple questions from online? Do I have time for that? Perfect. So you guys, this is a good one. I'm kind of curious about this one too. Melissa Parigi, 5, wants to know, what was it like doing the tour for Sandlot with Mike Vitar and his brother Pablo?
Oh, wow. Marty, weren't you on tour with Mike?
On a tour?
A tour with Mike for the
press tour.
For the press tour?
Oh.
Who was with Mike?
I was Brandon with Mike?
No, I was with Tom.
You were with Tom.
Yeah. Me and you together.
Apparently the better question should be, which one of you guys were on the press
Right,
tour?
I was with Shane on the press tour.
What was your guys, if you guys had to pick, this comes from Kenris 03114. If you guys had to pick a scene from the movie, I know it's hard, but your favorite scene from the movie, what would it be?
I like the treehouse scene with the, how can I get some more of nothing?
Was that when the vacuums blow up, or is it?
That was my favorite. I loved when the vacuum cleaners blew up.
Me too.
I hated filming it because they had to cover me in all the dirt, and it took days to get it out of my ears and everywhere else. Like,
yeah, that was so funny, man. You're covered in dirt, and you're just like. I just got a paddle waved at me. I'm hoping that doesn't mean I have a warrant or anything, so we'll just keep it moving. What about from the audience? Should I go there? You guys how do I take questions from the audience? This lovely lady in the purple, waving her hand feverishly, you look adorable. I want to know what your question is. Oh,
Happy birthday to your brother.
We can't hear, we need a hot mic. Just yell. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, okay, first of all, I want to say that me and my brothers are like you guys' biggest fans. We grew up with this movie.
Nice.
We literally know every single line of the movie. We can quote the whole thing. But one of the things that I've always wanted to ask Grant is, what does it mean to really get into the 60s?
Ooh.
Oh,
that was...
I think we know the answer to that question, don't you?
It's kind of a secret now. We can't really talk about it. You know?
I think we'll need the Disney Plus show to answer that question officially.
there you go.
Did that, when I watched the film, I was wondering that. How much did the fact that the movie took place in the 60s inform your performances? Like, did you ever think like, well, I'm a guy that's in the 60s, or did you just kind of act like a normal kid?
Yeah, we were just kids having fun, man. That's
Just
what
kids
we
having
did.
fun.
That's what's so special about it. We were all
So-
best friends, and that's what happens.
So a lot of that transportation into that time, I guess it had a lot to do with the costumes.
It was just
and
a wardrobe. Yeah, we didn't know what we were doing. We were just out there having fun.
And the dialogue too. There's a lot
Yeah.
of like 60-ish things to say, you know.
Right.
I
That's
think
awesome.
the most
All right.
shocking part about being in the 60s were those bathing suits that they made us wear in the
Oh,
pool
yeah.
suit. They
Those
used
are back in style.
period-specific 1960s bathing suits. Anybody who grew up with board shorts being the norm, be glad you didn't have to wear bathing suits from the 1960s. Terrible.
Anybody else? Anybody else from the audience?
Any
Maybe
other
Bernie?
questions?
I think we have to go with the young little. Go ahead, Grant.
Yeah, with the little one right up front.
Oh yeah, this guy.
What's up, man?
In the Sandlot while you were filming it, were there any fights on the set also with Goldberg?
Good question. He wants to know, was there any on-set turmoil?
Shane?
Fights?
Oh man! All right, I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story, but it's doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't leave this room.
It doesn't leave this room, so this is a secret between all of us. Something happened on set one day. I won't go into the exact details, but I punched Ham in the face,
Oh no!
and it felt really good. But he's one of my brothers, and it was just kids being kids, because the next moment, it was like we were best friends again. That's what happens when you're 10, 11, and 12 filming a movie.
Well, and Pat ran up to his mom and was like, Shane just punched me in the face.
That's true.
And what'd your mom say? Good.
Good.
You're killing me, repeat. Sorry, I had to do that. All right, guys. I think we have one more in the audience. This girl you so lovingly referred to before. What's your question?
I just wanted to tell you thank you for all you did to help me play baseball.
Thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
because
you.
you inspired us. You inspired us. So
If
it's
that
right back
doesn't
at you.
inspire you guys to march over to a QR code and snap a photo, I don't know what will. That is the cutest little girl on the
Thank
planet.
you so much. Thank you
Guys,
so
what
much.
about in the front row? This gentleman looks like he's got a burning question.
How did you guys react to knowing that Mr. Myrtle was played by James Earl Jones?
Oh, how did we react to
Marty's
knowing
got a good
Mr.
James Earl
Myrtle was
Jones
played by
story.
James Earl Jones? Marty.
So the first time I met James Earl Jones, I walked backstage behind the Sandlot, and he was eating a bowl of oatmeal, and I said, my mom said, hey, Darth Vader's back here. I was like, yeah, right, Mom. So I walked back there, and I go, that's not Darth Vader, and he goes, I am your father. And I was like, it's him. Yeah, it was cool.
That's awesome.
We got time for another question?
This guy in the front, we got to take his question.
What's up, man?
He wants to know, were you guys really scared of the dog?
They had a couple different dogs. They had one who did a lot of the running. He wasn't quite as big. But the one scene at the end where he's got to lick my face freaked me out a little bit. Because they threw all the Gerber baby food on my face so the dog would lick it. And it was a big dog. I wasn't really that scared until I had to come like this close to it. And I was like, oh, dude, if this thing wanted to eat me, it
You have to
definitely could.
trust that the dog knows when to stop. You guys, this has been a treat for me just hanging out with these guys. I love these guys. Let's hear it for the Sandlot guys.
And also, wait,
coming out of LA.
can we get a round of applause for Sean Weiss?
Yeah. That's right. Goldberg.
And don't forget, guys, their booth is right over here on the left. They're trying to get a quack going. Can we get a quack
Get
going?
your quack, Sean.
Quack, 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 quack. Go play forever. Guys, don't forget, they're right over here on the left, right?
Yep.
And they'll be doing signing autographs and setting up merch over there, so please come over and say
And
hello.
everything purchased and signed is all for donations this weekend. So we'll be over there. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
All right, you guys. Bye.
Thank you, guys.